Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is able to hear me and everyone is able to see my screen. Can someone confirm if you are able to hear me clearly and able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, guys. So, as of now, we discussed about advanced data JPA. The main purpose of advanced data JPA is by default, CRUD repository is providing the basic operations like everything with primary key, where we can use save operations, update operations, as well as delete operations. Everything we can use with CRUD repository. So this is the so far I've discussed. Now, mostly I can go with save, update, as well as delete. That's a fine. But whenever we want to retrieve the data, we can go with by default. Primary key is not suggestible option. We want to retrieve the data with non-primary key column, which is nothing but any other string. So to retrieve the data from database, apart from primary key, any other non-primary key column, if you want to retrieve that, by default, you can focus on advanced data JPA, out of which the first topic is derived method. This is the first topic which I want to focus. As part of derived method, developer has to write abstract method. Framework is going to implement. Developer is going to have abstract method. Framework will implement. As part of that, input is developer's choice as well as output is also developer's choice. But only point is the name of the method should be framework is giving some naming conventions. Framework is giving some naming conventions. Based on the naming conventions, we need to write that particular thing. Based on the naming conventions only, we need to write that particular thing. The first, I mean, method name. By default, method name is typically find by should be method name should start with find by keyword as well as property name. By default, we should have a property name followed by the prefix find by passenger name, find by travel date, find by source station, like that. We are going to have that. And after that, we are going to talk on a typical scale of public ticket, find by passenger name, string passenger name, which is going to generate that particular code. And if you want to retrieve the data with multiple keywords, and keyword, or keyword, equals keyword, between keyword, less than keyword, greater than keyword, after, before, null, like, not like, starting with, ending with, containing, order by, in operator, not in, true, false, ignore case. By default, all these are the keywords which I discussed yesterday. Today, my agenda is to write a code, not on every API, especially on the, sorry, someone is talking something. Okay. Today, I'm going to write a code for important ones, not all these things, but important ones. I'm going to write a code and I'll showcase the execution part of that. Anyone has any questions before I proceed further on this? As of now, anyone any questions, guys? Everyone is clear? Or any other questions, guys? Yes, maybe no one is responding. Maybe I'm thinking that everyone is clear. So I'm copying the project. I'm pasting to derived methods, right? Derived method. example. I'm copying this project. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is one by one, I'm going to write a code for this. Yes. So it is still building the code. Yes, it's done. It's not done. Yes. Here, in case of person DAO, I'm going to write derived method section. Derived method section. Here, derived method section. So first method is it a derived method or not? The first abstract method, is it a derived or not? Is this derived method or not, guys?
Yes, it's a
Everyone should
derived method.
respond, right,
Yes,
guys?
sir.
It's our
Yes, sir.
class.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Now, how we know that it's a derived method? Method name is starting with find by and property. Sir, is it really verifying? Do we have a property? First name is there or not? For example, I want to write a small mistake here. I wrote a small typo. First find by first NAE. You saw here invalid derived query. No property first NAE found. For the type person, did you mean first name? It is validating your derived method name also. Do we have a property first name is there in the person class or not? You cannot write blindly. Clear? So this is the typical where we can think of, right? Now the next one is, what is the query it is going to write? If at all, if you call this method, what exactly the query it is going to write? Select star from TBL underscore person where first underscore name is equal to first name. Okay. Yes. This is the first query. Next query, which is nothing but, which is going to have and keyword. I want to focus on and keyword. How to run and keyword? I mean, or keyword, maybe and keyword I'm going to write. Person find by last name and first name. String last name, string first name. Sir, what is the difference you observed here, guys? What exactly difference you observed here?
Sequence.
Sorry. What exactly the difference between these two methods?
We are using and keyword here.
Yes. The typical example is, in the first example, we write only list of person. Output is list of person. The second method, which I write person class. Isn't it? Why input is our choice, output is our choice, right? That's what I mentioned, right? So what I'm trying to say is, find by first name, for a first name, there will be lot of people will be there. List of person. I know. For a given first name, for a given last name, definitely only one person will be there, right? For a given first name and for a given last name, definitely only one. Srikanth Kumar, Sridhar, Killampalli. Sridhar, thank you. So for a given derived methods, we are going to have typically first name is our, input is our choice as well as output is our choice, which is going to have list of person in the first example, list of next one is next example is this. Next one is R. So what is the query it is going to trigger? Select star from TBL underscore person, where what is the keyword will come first?
Last name.
Exactly. Whatever we write in the derived query, that will be comes first. Whatever the query we write in the derived query, by default, that is going to come first. Here
Last
I
name.
wrote last name, I wrote here, which is equal to where last underscore name is equal to last name and first underscore name is equal to first name. This is what so far I can. Okay. Now can someone tell me R keyword? I want to implement R keyword. Public. Is it a person or list of person? R keyword means
List of
list of
person.
person. Correct. It's a list of person. Okay. Find by last name or first name with these parameters. Beauty is I no need to write a code in converting to a person or in converting to a list of person. I no need to write a code for that. So which is equal to select star from TBL underscore person, where last name is equal to last name or first underscore name is equal to first name. This is the query. Next, I am going to write order by. Next query is nothing but order by, where last name for a given last name, and I want to get the data using order by. What query it is going to generate? Select star from TBL underscore person, where last underscore name is equal to last name, order by created underscore date descending order. It will sort the data. Understand? Select star from TBL underscore person, where it is going to sort the data for a given last name. Clear? Yeah. Next, I am going to write less than equal to. One more keyword, less than equal to list of person find by age. Less than we can only apply for integer data types. So it's a simple query. Select star from TBL underscore person, where age less than or equal to age. This is a typical query with respect to age. Next, like keyword, someone asked me 2 days before, Sir, how can, not 2 days before, I think yesterday only maybe. Sir, can we apply regular expression or wildcard search? Wildcard search. Like star from TBL underscore person where first underscore name like percentage first name percentage. Developer need to write percentage symbols manually. Developer need to write percentage symbols manually. If you don't write, only it will not look for a wildcard. It will only look for that particular string. Understand? It's
It's a
not a
substring only
framework.
match.
Sorry?
Substring only match.
Correct. Only substring only it will match. It will not match the exact thing. But if you write like this, it will match everything. It can be starting, it can be ending, it can be middle, it can be somewhere else we don't know. Everything it is going to match. Next, two different keywords, string as well as integer. Find by last name, and last name is string and age is the integer. So which is equal to select star from TBL underscore person where last underscore name is equal to last name and age less than or equal to age. Maybe, sorry. Actually, I am not writing in the service, right? Because we cannot talk directly DAO, right? I need to write in the service. Okay, one by one I need to write service because we are going to call service, right? Let me implement in the service. Guys, no need to raise a hand. Directly you can ask a question. Find by first name, which is equal to first name. Next, I'm going to write. I'm writing the service name method also same. Return person DAO dot find by last name first name. Same with or keyword. Right? Yes. And is over, or is over. Order by. Return person DAO dot find by last name order by created date descending order. Next. Return person DAO dot find by age less than or equal to age. Next. Email like return person DAO dot find by first name like which is the first name. Next, string and integer. return person DAO dot find by last name age. Right. We all wrote service methods also. Next, let me go to dates, which is equal to, I'm going to last but not least, that is the dates, which is equal to, which date I need to take here, guys? What date I need to take here, guys?
Util.
Yes,
Java.util.
java.util.date. So which is equal to java.util.date. So which I am going to convert into service return person DAO dot find by created date between start date as well as end date. So we wrote the code, complete code we were able to write. Isn't it? Now we are going to test the code. We are going to test the code. So till now we wrote create persons, get persons. These are the things which I tested. Now we are going to write DAO. What is that? First of all, find by first name, which is a list of person. Okay. Which I am going to write a test code. Okay. Find by first name. I want to find by Ram is a first name, which I am going to call. Right? Find by first name, which is I am going to call, which is going to get this particular query. We'll see the implementation. Run as Spring Boot app. Yes. Select a star from table where first name is equal to Ram. Exact. Same query it came, right? Whatever we discussed, the same query, right? Yes. Now what is that next query we am going to write? And keyword, right? First name, last name, as well as first name. Both the things I'm going to write. Last name as well as first name. I'm going to write here last name as well as first name. I'm going to write and keyword as well as I'm going to write R keyword also, guys. I can write R keyword also, right? Two things I can execute, right? R, R, but R is nothing but I trouble, right? I'm going to get this output. And keyword as well as R keyword. I'm going to test both the things here. Now you see here. You see here output we got it. First and keyword Ram as well as Kumar, which is nothing but Ram as well as Kumar.
Sir, I have one question here. Suppose we have written the same condition, but in our table there are two entries with the same name, Ram Kumar. Then how will but we are not using the iteration. Then will it return
It will
the
give
first?
error. It will give error.
Okay. Error itself.
It is going to generate error
During compilation or during runtime will get?
at runtime. Because
Runtime.
until unless it goes to database, it doesn't know it has a single. It should go to database, right? First of all.
Right. Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Now you see here, you got and keyword, which he got only a single record and keyword. R keyword, you got lot of records. And keyword one record, R keyword lot of records, which I am going to have. Is it clear? Sir, everyone is following right clearly. And is over, R is over, find by last name, order by created date. So which is equal to last name. Maybe I'm going to write this code. I'm going to write find by last name, order by created date. Last name is equal to Kumar. I'm going to call this. You see here, order by will come in the query. You are going to get in the query order by. So you're going to write find by last name, order by created date, descending order. You're going to see the order by query, order by keyword in the query. You see here, you got a query. Select a star from table where last name is equal to this, order by created date, descending order. You got this in the query, isn't it? Next one is where we are going to take care of less than equal to, right? So less than or equal to, I'm going to write the same query. I'll copy paste find by age less than, find by age less than, I'll write 35. Whose age is less than 35? That list will come. Am I going speed, guys? Do you feel that am I going speed?
No, sir.
Everyone is going right because it's a simple thing. That's what I'm teaching. Bit speed. Right? Now you're going to see that. You see the data. Select a star from table where age less than or equal to 35, 20, 22, 30, 20, 22, 30. Less than or equal to 35 came, right? Yes. And like operator, I'm going to write with like operator. So, which is nothing but, one second, guys. Here, I'm going to write find by first name like. This is important point here. I wrote percentage manually. So Angular code or React code or whatever it may be the code, they should take care of appending percentages manually. Isn't it? So we are going to execute the code. Kiran is wherever Kiran is there, it is going to execute the code. You saw here by default is Kiran is there, right? Kiran, Ram Kiran, Kiran Kiran, Ram Kiran Kiran, Ram Kiran Kiran. There are 4 persons came. So I didn't commented age. That's why it came age. And this is the like operator output. So this is the operator of like operator. This is output. Clear, guys? Yeah, there's a like operator output which is used to come. Sir, is it clear like operator?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any down?
Yes,
Any? Yeah. Next one is we are going to talk on the other thing. After like operator is over, last name and age, which is the next topic. Find by last name as well as by age. I want to mix this. Last name and age. So which is equal to find by last name as well as age. Where last name is Kumar, less than or equal to 30 age. Last name is Kumar, one string type as well as one integer type. One string type as well as one integer type, which I want to focus. Yes. Okay, guys, I'm not commenting the all the things, right? That's why it's a confusion. I'm not calling that method at all. I need to call this method, right? Yes. You saw here, Kiran less than or equal to. Two things where last name is equal to Kiran and less than or equal to age. Two things came automatically where I am not written any specific code. Next, the last but not least, very, very important, that is between the dates. What's the complexity with the dates, guys? Is it a date is very simple to write a code or it's difficult to write a code?
Format
Because-
of the date. How do we pass the date?
Correct. It's a really formatting. All front-end teams, Angular or React or any other framework will give a string type, right? It's going to give a string type, and that string can be converted into date, isn't it? And during the conversion, we have a lot of problems will be there as part of the conversion process. Lot of people face lot of difficulty situations. I'm going to explain a simple shortcut. Whatever I'm teaching is a core Java. On dates comparison, I'm going to teach core Java, especially which is going to compare the dates. String to J date. How you going to do that, guys, in real time? I will teach in such a way that everyone is clearly remembering easily. Okay. Right. Now here I am going to write the code. Here I am going to use simple date format. That is a card. Yes. By default, date is nothing but java.util.date. Simple date format is a very, very important topic. Now, my data is getting created in at what time, sir? This is the data which is getting created. So, which is nothing but 2022, 11, 14, 21, 59, 01. I'm giving 58 seconds. Between 58, I mean from date, that is 13th, intentionally I'm giving wrong date. I should not get the data because my data is created on after 14, 21, 59, 01. And I'm giving 21, 58, 01. 1 minute before I am giving. It is going to just intentionally I'm taking this 13th to 14th. What I'm doing here, get date time with time. I'm converting this into simple date format. Simple date format. I need to mention YYY, MM, DD, HH, MM, SS. It will automatically convert it into data format. It's automatically get converted into date format. You don't need to write any code for that. Automatically, it is going to convert into date format. You don't need to worry about that literally. And framework, I'm going to pass this date, which is going to take care of that. Now, let me run the code here, guys. Ideally, we should not get the data, right? Because I'm giving just 1 minute before. You will not see the data. So, which is you didn't see any data, right? Select star from person, created date between 2 dates. By default, it's a created date is between 2 dates. Right? Now, if I give the date properly, if I give 5902, I'm going to give the data 5902. So will it going to get the data, right? Now you're going to see that. All the data came, right? Because we created the data at the one shot, right? In one java.util.date only we taken, we created the data, right? Every data came. You see any complexity in date comparison? You'd write any code in the date comparison? Just you pass the string, whatever you get from Angular or whatever you get from React. Simply just you pass this. Apart from that, nothing else you have done. Isn't it? Sir, everyone is clear on this? Date
Yes, sir.
comparison?
Sir, we found 12 records.
Yes. No. My question is everyone is clear on this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Before I mean, this is what a derived query by default. Totally, we explain completely what are the regular expression, what are the things which are possible in derived method. I clearly explained to everyone. Okay. Now, do you see any limitations in the derived query? Do you see any limitations, guys, in the derived query? Yes, we have some limitations also. What are the limitations of the derived query is if we want to retrieve the data from multiple tables, can we achieve the derived query? If we want to retrieve the data from multiple tables, can we achieve the derived query or not? I'm going to explain. A lot of people will tell that we cannot achieve, but it's a wrong answer. We can achieve. We can still use derived query to retrieve the data from multiple tables. But there is a some design. I mean, some steps are there to do that. I'm going to explain clearly. But as of now, you think that it's a limitation till now. After that, if you want to fetch few columns, not all columns in a table, by default, it's giving select star only. But I want only few column names. I don't want all the column names. In that case, we cannot use derived query. By default, all columns will be coming as output. Next, third point will take after some time. We need to remember the rules, right, guys? Derived method, and keyword, or keyword, less than keyword, greater than keyword, all those things. And aggregating functions. What do you mean by aggregating functions, guys? What is the meaning of aggregating functions?
Min, max, count.
Correct.
Table.
Exactly. By default, min, max, greater than, less than, count, all those things are typically aggregating keywords.
Average function.
Yes, everything. Those are typically aggregating keywords. Now, by default, these are the limitations. Okay. Now, the one more limitation is, sir, if I want to retrieve the data with 5 columns or 6 columns, can I write find by column 1 or column 2 or column 3 or column 4 or column 5 or column 6 or column 7? Can I write like that a kilometer name string? Method name should be of kilometer length. Can we write that code? No, we cannot do that. So if our business expression is lengthy and we are not having a flexibility, so by default we are going to have only a few things, and maybe 1 column or 2 columns only we can do that, but more than 2 columns we cannot achieve that. So these are the typical limitations of derived query. What are the limitations here? If we want to retrieve the data from multiple tables, okay, if we want to retrieve the data from multiple tables. By default, I'm going to explain in detail on that. You don't need to worry about that. As well as if you want to fetch few columns, not all the columns. And aggregating functions. And we need to remember all the rules. And if our business expression is heavy, lengthy, I mean, I want to find the data with more than 2 columns or 3 columns or whatever it may be. If our expression is very lengthy, then derived methods will not fit. Derived methods only fit for derived method is only fit for what?
All columns.
One or two, one column, 2 column. I mean, in where condition? We cannot write 5 columns, 6 columns in the where condition, right? So that is a typical limitations of the derived query. And I'm going to explain in detail of all these limitations. Okay. But whereas first limitation is very, very important, guys. Here I'm going to discuss about associations. That is what I'm going to discuss about associations. Okay. So where I'm going to share the code, whatever I typed to be. So what is my intention was, if we want to retrieve the data from multiple tables. Sir, when we'll go to retrieve the data from multiple tables? When we'll get a situation of retrieving the data from multiple tables, guys? When we'll get the situation? If data is stored in multiple tables. That is, if we have a normalization, right? A group of data, for example, e-commerce data. Order table will have order details. Payment table will have payment details. Customer table will have customer details. Inventory table will have inventory details. Discount table will have discount details. Like it's organized, right? Where we are going to have one to one, one to many to one, many to many, one entity to other entity. We are going to have associations. Am I right? If we write those associations as part of our implementation itself, okay, while writing Java class, if we write associations also, like it is having one to one, it is having, what is 1 second, guys? One to one or one to many or many to one or many to many. If you write those associations also as part of my class declaration itself, then I can still use derived methods. It's my responsibility. We need to use associations while creating the Java class, right, guys? While creating the Java class, we need to write associations also. If I write associations, that's it. You can still use derived query. Sir, if you are not writing any associations, you cannot use derived methods. Let me repeat here, guys. Let me repeat here. What I'm trying to say is, if we want to retrieve the data, Mr. Sridhar, you have any question? I observed you a lot of times you are unmuting. Kindly please make sure that I'll not spell your name again. Please, it's a humble request. Okay? Right. By default, when you will go for data retrieval for multiple tables, like some set of data in one table, some set of data in another table, other set of data in another table. Like that we are going to have. Okay? Definitely we are going to have one to one, one to many to one, many to many. Like that we are going to define associations. While declaring my model class, while writing at the rate of entity, at the rate of table, at the rate of column, at the rate of ID, at the same time, if we can define, is it a one to one or it is a one to many or it's a many to many, if I can define, then by default, you can still use derived query. I can still use. But if you are not writing the definitions, if you are not writing associations, then you cannot use. I'm going to teach both the things here, but associations, guys, one to one, one to many, many to one, many to many. I'm not going to teach everything. Many to many is very, very important. My plan is to cover many to many because it's a very, very important. Sir, you don't want, I can skip also. Okay, but in my perspective, interview question, whenever you keep JPA or Hibernate, the toughest interview question is how to write many to many association. If you know many to many, you can still easily write one to many to one, and many to many. My plan is to teach many to many. I'm skipping 2 days as Spring Boot aside. Only I will teach many to many. Just like our JPA class, you can think my upcoming classes are JPA classes only. I will explain in such a way that you'll understand clearly JPA many to many. After that, I'll come back to my Spring Boot. I will explain if I have associations, how can I use derived methods? If I don't have associations, how can I use derived query? That is what I'm going to explain. Does it clear to everyone? Any
Yes, sir.
questions?
Yes, sir.
As of now, any questions by anyone?